The hiring manager plays a crucial role in shaping the workforce of any organization. Unlike recruiters, who often focus on sourcing and screening candidates, the hiring manager is responsible for making the final decisions about who joins the team. This position requires not only a deep understanding of the company's needs but also strong leadership, decision-making, and communication skills. Because the role involves balancing organizational goals with human potential, interviews for hiring managers are thorough and carefully designed. They are not only about your knowledge of recruitment processes but also about your leadership style, how you assess talent, and how you ensure diversity and fairness in hiring. To succeed, candidates must demonstrate that they can evaluate people effectively while building a positive candidate experience. In this video, we'll explore some of the most common hiring manager interview questions, provide sample answers, and share useful tips that can help you showcase your strengths during the process. Question 1. Why do you want to work as a hiring manager? Answer begins here. I want to work as a hiring manager because I am passionate about building strong teams and aligning people's skills with organizational goals. I enjoy identifying talent, understanding individual strengths, and placing the right people in the right roles. I believe the success of any company depends on its employees, and I want to contribute by ensuring we hire individuals who can grow with the organization. Tip: show motivation beyond just recruitment. Emphasize building long-term team success. Question 2. How do you ensure fairness in your hiring process? Answer begins here. I make fairness a priority by using structured interviews, consistent evaluation criteria, and clear job requirements. I also involve diverse panel members in interviews to reduce bias. Additionally, I rely on data and documented feedback rather than gut feelings alone, ensuring every candidate is judged on merit. Tip: employers want to see commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Question 3. How do you handle disagreements with HR or recruiters about a candidate? Answer begins here. If I disagree with HR or recruiter, I focus on having a professional discussion backed by evidence. I present my perspective clearly, listen to their reasoning, and look for common ground. The goal is always to prioritize what's best for the organization while respecting different viewpoints. Tip: demonstrate collaboration and respect for different roles in the hiring process. Question 4. How do you measure the success of your hiring decisions? Answer begins here. I measure success by tracking employee retention, performance, and engagement within the first year of employment. If new hires adapt well, contribute positively, and stay with the company, that's a clear sign of a successful hiring decision. I also seek feedback from team members and supervisors to refine future hiring practices. Tip: mention data-driven approaches along with qualitative feedback. Question 5. How would you handle a situation where a new hire is underperforming? Answer begins here. If a new hire is underperforming, I would start by clarifying expectations and providing constructive feedback. Sometimes underperformance stems from lack of clarity or resources. I would create a performance improvement plan, offer support, and monitor progress. If improvement doesn't occur, I would make a tough decision while ensuring fairness and professionalism. Tip: show balance between accountability and support. Question 6. How do you create a positive candidate experience? Answer begins here. I create a positive candidate experience by keeping communication transparent, providing timely feedback, and making interviews respectful and engaging. Even if a candidate is not selected, I ensure they leave with a good impression of the company, as that affects employer branding. Tip: companies value leaders who care about reputation and candidate relations. Question 7. Can you describe your approach to interviewing candidates? Answer begins here. My approach is structured and behavioral. I prepare by clearly understanding the job description, then asking open-ended questions that reveal not only skills but also problem-solving, teamwork, and adaptability. I also ensure I give candidates time to ask questions, as this helps assess cultural fit and mutual expectations. Tip: employers prefer structured approaches over unplanned or purely instinct-based methods. Question 8. How do you balance speed and quality in the hiring process? Answer begins here. I balance speed and quality by setting clear timelines and leveraging tools like applicant tracking systems. However, I never compromise on thoroughness. I prioritize efficient communication but ensure that every step, from resume screening to final interviews, is conducted carefully to select the right candidate. Tip: show you value efficiency without rushing decisions. Question 9. How do you handle pressure when you need to fill a position quickly? Answer begins here. I handle pressure by staying organized, prioritizing essential skills, and using existing talent pipelines. I also collaborate closely with HR to speed up logistics. While speed is important, I make sure not to skip critical evaluations, because a wrong hire creates bigger challenges later. Tip: stress resilience and decision-making under pressure. Question 10. What role does cultural fit play in your hiring decisions? Answer begins here. Cultural fit is very important, but I balance it with diversity. I want candidates who align with the company's values but also bring unique perspectives. For example, I assess whether someone's work style matches the team's needs, but I also value differences that encourage innovation. Tip: employers like candidates who understand both fit and diversity. Question 11. How do you assess a candidate's soft skills? Answer begins here. I assess soft skills through behavioral questions, situational scenarios, and reference checks. For example, I might ask how they handled conflict in the past to evaluate communication and problem solving. Soft skills are just as important as technical abilities, especially for roles that require teamwork. Tip: highlight practical methods like STAR, situation, task, action, result. Question 12. How do you handle unconscious bias in hiring? Answer begins here. I address unconscious bias by using structured scoring rubrics, involving diverse interviewers, and reviewing data trends in hiring decisions. I also take regular training to remain aware of potential biases. The goal is to make decisions based on evidence and qualifications, not assumptions. Tip: show awareness and commitment to fair hiring. Question 13. How do you build strong working relationships with your team after hiring? Answer begins here. Hiring doesn't end when the offer is accepted. I ensure new employees feel welcome by facilitating onboarding, checking in regularly, and encouraging open communication. Building strong relationships helps retention and ensures long-term success for both the employee and the company. Tip: connect hiring with retention and team building. Question 14. How do you handle a situation where top candidates reject your job offer? Answer begins here. I analyze why the offer was rejected, whether it was compensation, culture, or growth opportunities. I then share this feedback with leadership to adjust strategies. At the same time, I keep backup candidates engaged during the hiring process to avoid delays. Tip: demonstrate adaptability and willingness to improve processes. Question 15. Why should we hire you as our hiring manager? Answer begins here. You should hire me because I bring strong leadership, a proven ability to identify and nurture talent, and a commitment to fair and efficient hiring processes. I not only focus on filling roles but also on building teams that drive long-term success. My approach balances business needs with employee satisfaction, ensuring sustainable growth. Tip: close with confidence and summarize your strengths. Closing thoughts. The hiring manager's role is about more than filling positions, it's about building the future of the organization. Interviews for this position are designed to test not only your recruitment knowledge but also your leadership, fairness, and decision-making skills. By preparing thoughtful answers, grounding your responses in real experiences, and demonstrating a balance of efficiency and empathy, you can show that you are ready to take on the responsibility of shaping teams that thrive. Remember, a hiring manager's influence extends far beyond interviews. Every decision impacts culture, performance, and retention. If you show that you can approach this role with strategy, fairness, and dedication, you'll stand out as a candidate who can truly make a difference.